on the radar from the crib, man. Yo, I am joined today by my guy, Kai Cash. What up, bro?
Yeah, it was good. Part of me moving around right now, but I'm here,
It's all good, man. It's all good. How you doing today? How's quarantine treating you?
Pretty good. It's helping me really learn a lot about myself, about the people around me, about life in general, but I'm appreciating it, Some downtime is always necessary, I feel. But
Facts. And,
good.
What I found out about you today, and I didn't know before, was that you're really into, like, mental health awareness. And
Yes, sir.
And as someone, and I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety during quarantine, so I felt like now is the perfect time to talk about this. How have you been doing with, I guess, dealing with anxiety and all this stuff during this such, like, crazy, uncertain time?
Right now I'm in a space where it's just like I'm reading a lot more and I'm just doing things that I wouldn't usually do because I'm busy a lot of the time. So with the anxiety and stuff like that, I've had my days, of course. This has been a tough time, but for the most part, I've been able to overcome everything because I've been tapping into like new everything with myself. In all actuality, it's like how I said earlier, like I'm really learning so much more about myself, so much more about people around me, so much more about life. Like I'm really indulging into things and seeing things from a brighter perspective, like never before. Like I really appreciate this time right now because it's been helping me like really evolve and grow so much. So with the anxiety, it happens, but I really mastered coping it. Like I learned how to really deal with that and handle it for the most part.
I think it's so cool that you do, like, these mental health IG live sessions with your fans too, to kind of like talk with them and check in on them and see how they're doing, and also, like, I guess, give them tips and tricks on how you deal with it.
Yeah, facts. Mental Health Mondays. I haven't done one in a few weeks. Actually, I kind of slowed down because I had to get myself back together. I had to, like, I was going through something with myself, and I had to kind of figure out what it was. And before I would be able to help others, move forward with their mental journeys, I had to make sure that my mental journey was in one piece. So I slowed down for a little while, but I feel like the next week or two, I'm back in motion. I'm back helping everybody. I'm back just having those discussions because they're still important to everybody's everyday living. Like we need conversations like that, and it's so important to me. So I'm definitely still on it.
And it's so crazy to me that you also wrote a book when you were 19 about anxiety. Like, it's so cool to me that, like, because I don't really get to talk to a lot of artists who do a lot of things with mental health stuff, and I think it's just so cool how, like, how far you've come in your journey, but also between writing the book and then doing the mental health Mondays. It's such a cool thing. What with this book, like, when you look back on it now, like, do you feel like since you put out this book that, you've seen a lot more improvement with yourself, or, like, how do you feel like reflecting back on the book that you put out about your journey?
Definitely, I feel a lot of improvement for sure. But I still, like, when I first wrote the book, being that was one of the coping mechanisms that I did have, I felt as if it was like, yeah, this is it. This is like solidifying me and dealing with anxiety. Like I'll be over it. Like it's not gonna bother me as much anymore. But I was wrong about that. Like as I grew older, newer things that I was introduced to in life kind of threw me for a loop and it played with my anxiety. Just like quarantine. Like we've never been quarantined before, so that was something new for me growing up. Bills and responsibility and stuff like that, it was kind of new to me. So with all of this going on right now, I was able to still apply the same mechanisms that I had wrote in the book with basically dealing with anxiety. So it came back, but I was always able to kind of still cope with it and deal with it and get it over with in the sense of before I didn't really know how to deal with anxiety at all. But now it's like I really know how to deal with it. So it's way better now after writing the book. It's still a guide to me, just like any other person that's reading it, honestly.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Well, we're getting away from the mental health stuff and going into the music. So it's been like a year since you dropped In The Borough, right?
Yeah.
So, and I know you dropped a few singles since then. You dropped No Remorse, but looking back on a year of this project being out, do you feel like it accomplished what you wanted to accomplish? Do you feel like, like, how do you feel looking back on it a year later?
I feel like it's a very powerful piece of art. In all honesty, And for me, I don't feel like I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish, only because it didn't get the recognition that I wanted to have still to this day. But I feel like it's one of those projects that as time progresses, people are gonna go back and listen and be like, whoa, this is a real like masterpiece. Like that's my first project. So I know when people actually start really tuning into me more and my discography is a lot bigger, people are gonna circle back and go into Birth in the Borough and be like, whoa, we missed this. Like, this is a real moment. This is real art. This is real history. This is a real thorough, solid project. But in terms of like the sounds and the creativity and everything else, like the rollouts and stuff like that, in terms of what I wanted for that, yeah, I lived that out. We secured that, like we stamped that. Even the press runs and being able to go up to Sway and Freestyle and Double XL, having me come up for stuff like that, like all of that was just beautiful for me, and that came from Birth in the Borough. So I did actually meet a lot of like points that I wanted to meet with the project. So nonetheless, I was very happy with the project. I'm still happy to this day because it's so classic to me.
And like ever since that project came out, you've been steady dropping singles. I know, obviously, like I said, you got No Remorse out now, and I know that song at the time was very powerful because of everything going on with the protests and George Floyd, and even now with more protests and like everything going on in Portland and Chicago, whatever. Talk to me about like, you know, No Remorse, and was that planned for that time, or was that something that, you know, it just happened to the song and what was going on just happened to line up at the same time?
I wrote, craziest thing is I did No Remorse the beginning of quarantine, right? It was March something. Okay. So I did No Remorse in March, but it was more reflective of what I was going through with myself. As you can hear from like the first lyric, whenever those tears fall, it's me but me in real form. Like, it was just me really dealing with myself, growing, learning myself, things of that nature. And as an artist, I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because everybody was dropping quarantine music, and I didn't want to do that. You feel me? Like, I didn't really want to do that. And when the George Floyd thing happened, and it brought up all the injustices, like it brought so much more to light that was already going on. That was also a moment, but I wanted it to seem like a genuine moment. I didn't want it to be a moment where it's just like, oh, you're an artist chasing clout, so you're gonna drop a song reflecting that time. Right. It just fit right so well because I was talking about myself, but it also tied into what actually happened in real time outside of me. So I was like, yeah, people are gonna pick this up and they're gonna relate to it because what we're going through right now as a people. So No Remorse in its entirety was just like God timing, really. Like it was perfect timing. The way I just released it, the messages, everything just happened at like the right time. And it was genuine at the end of the day. It wasn't a clout move. And that's what made me want to drop that song more than any other record.
Right, because I kind of like, you know, how everybody was, you know, well, not everybody, but like certain people were dropping records that were really inspired by what was going on at the time, whether it be like Lil Baby or Mano or like all these other artists. And what's cool about yours is that yours was kind of like, now that I hear what you said about it, it's kind of like, and not just about the George Floyd stuff and the protests, it's about that, plus just like everything that you was feeling already because of quarantine.
Yep. Yeah, self-reflection, 100%. Yeah.
So it's just like everything bottled up that, I mean, from at that point, 4 or 5 months, and then you just kind of like dropped it, and it was just like, it was just so timely with everything going on.
Facts, yeah, nah. That's why I wanted to make sure like it was something that really stuck with everybody in some way, shape, or form, because I know so many people that was also dealing with their selves mentally and just having to be stuck in one place, worrying about losing their jobs or certain situations being stripped from them because we have to quarantine and everything is just closing down and stuff like that. So it was just it was really a perfect project for the perfect moment in my eyes.
Nah, facts. And like even me right now, it's like I'm stuck in one place. Like I gotta put this fake border up every time I do an interview to hide the rest of my room and shit like that, when I should be in like a studio with mics and like a TV and shit. So exactly. I definitely feel everything you was talking about, bro, because this shit ain't easy.
at all. But we getting through it.
We are.
That's the best part.
So, what have you, Nico and King Combs been up to anything music-wise? Like, we got anything in the works with the collective or not?
CYN Collective, yeah, we're actually working on a whole project together as a unit.
Very
For the
dope.
first time, we never dropped the project together. So we're really getting everything together as a whole and trying to figure out the best way to just come together and create a project that the people are going to be able to eat up and relate to. But in terms of individually, we all also have individual projects that we're working on as well. And everything is just coming together well. Like, again, I was saying in terms of CYN the Collective, we're working on a whole project as a unit right now, being that we never did that before. And outside of that, everybody individually is just going through their own little thing. Like, we're all growing so much on our own that we're coming up with projects on our own, and everybody's going to be able to really feel the growth and hear the growth as well, and even see the growth, because visually, I know for myself, my visuals are about to be crazy. Like, the next set of videos that I come with, crazy, bro. But yeah, we working on something big too.
I think that's so dope, because I remember y'all dropped a single, a while ago, like a good time ago, and I was like, and I knew that you guys had this collective, but I was like, I don't think that they ever put out a project, and I wasn't sure, like, when I was like, getting ready for this interview, I wasn't sure if I was bugging or not, because I was like, I don't think I ever seen them like have like a full collective project yet. So I think that's really cool that is finally going to come out.
Facts. It's on the way, for sure.
So what do you got coming out, like by yourself? Because I know you got some a new project in the works. What you got going on? I know. Look at that smile. You hyped. What you got coming out? What we doing?
You gonna be the first to get this exclusive.
Ooh.
I'm dropping. You feel me? I'm dropping this project called 7-Eleven. It's 7 songs. I'm gonna do a miniature movie with it. All visuals for all the songs. Specific features. It's going to be a big moment. Like, I'm really taking my time with this project, and this is going to be fire, but it should be coming. I'm trying to figure out when I want to release it. I don't know if I want to do the end of September, early October, or if I want to just let the fourth quarter go and come back strong in January with the whole project. But all the songs have been selected. I'm in the mixing process. The aesthetic is crazy. I'm about to make this a real super crazy moment. Like, you are the first person to get that exclusive scoop. But 7-Eleven is going to start very soon.
So what's the 11? Does the 11 have any significance? Because like you said, 7 songs, but what does the 11 stand for?
The 11 is going to be the amount of minutes of the miniature movie.
Okay, that's what I figured.
At first I was going to do 7 songs in 11 minutes, but I noticed my songs that was kind of impossible to do. Like, my songs are usually long as hell. So I was like, you know what? We gotta make 11 tied to something totally different. That's why I decided to do the miniature film.
Right.
But in the miniature film, I'm gonna make sure I throw in snippets of every song. Like, it's gonna be a story that ties everything together in 11 minutes.
Oh man, that's so dope. I love when people have like a really cool concept for a project. And that's pretty dope, because man, you got the songs, and then you got the movie, and that kind of both makes up the title of it, which itself is which is dope.
Thank you. I can't wait for it to drop. I'm super excited for this shit.
I know. I feel like everybody I'm talking to who hasn't dropped music, they're like itching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look like you're itching right now. Like, you talking about it, you're like twitching a little bit. You like, bro, I want this shit to come out so bad.
Bro, I'm so ready. Like, I'm sending in all the sessions now for mixing. Like, I'm just ready. I'm ready to go. And it's coming up. Trust me.
It's mad funny. I was talking to Hasser from Harlem yesterday, and
that's my guy.
and Hasi, he's like, bro, I just want to release music, man. He's like, and he was twitching too. He was like, yo, I gotta put this deluxe out. I gotta do something. So I think that, but it's cool, because like, it's cool seeing people from New York and like working as hard as y'all and like as ambitious as y'all to like drop more music, even though we in quarantine, when people might not, are kind of like on the fence on if they should put out music or not.
Yeah. And that's another reason too that I've been kind of like just slowing down with it. I've been slowing down with like releasing, because we're in a weird time still. So I just want to make sure everything makes sense for me. Like, I'm not a clout person. I want everything with me to be genuine. I want the people to know that this is me being me, because I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Not because I'm chasing the moment, because moments live for
a moment.
You feel me? I'm trying to yeah, like I'm trying to solidify myself and stamp myself in this whole ordeal. So I just been working, taking my time really, and that's another thing that I've really learned about myself during these times. Like I used to focus on so much at one time. Now I'm mastering focusing on one thing and perfecting that one thing, and then building after that. And this project is like Exhibit A, in all honesty.
Dope, man. I'm excited for that. And yo, something else I've been asking, like whenever I have New York artists on the show, what I'll ask them is, so I want you to pick 2 artists that you could work with from New York, one past, so let's think like 2010 and before, and then like 2010 to present. Who are like 2 artists that you would really want to work with? One from like the older generation, one from like right now, or 2010 to now.
Okay, Pop Smoke was one of the artists that
Yo, Hasi said the same shit yesterday too.
Facts.
Hasi said the same thing to me.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to meet him or work with him, but all of my friends and my family met him. So when he actually passed, I was kind of like hurt because, for one, I believed in him a lot. To see him, you being from where I'm from, you younger than me, and you really turning into a superstar, and you good at what you're doing, it was really like, damn, this sucks. But
right.
Pop Smoke for sure is somebody that I want to work with. I wanted to work with. And I would say from 2010 to backwards, Jay-Z.
Yeah, of course.
Jay-Z for sure, 100%. Jay-Z all the way.
I feel like you're. No, go ahead, guys. Say what you was gonna say.
No, I was just about to say, like, it's to be from New York. Jay-Z is like the epitome of like
you made
king
it.
of New York. Everybody from New York wants to work with Jay-Z. I don't care what nobody says. He's really that guy. So that's one of those verses that I hope I get before he retires. Like, I'm working on it though.
You're throwing it out into the universe. You said, fuck it, 7-Eleven, then Jay-Z verse. You know what it is.
Facts.
Yo, I love that, man. Before I let you go, so something I've been also been asking every artist during quarantine to do is like, there's people at home who are watching this who might be artists, rappers, just everyday people at home struggling. And especially, with you being such an advocate of mental health, they might be struggling with their mental health too. So what's a message that you have for the people at home right now who are watching this from their crib, who might be struggling, like I said, with mental health or struggling as an artist or just your everyday person?
One very deep message that I've been giving a lot of my friends lately is go through every emotion. Whatever you feel, whether it's anger, whether you're sad, whether you're happy, whether you're annoyed. Step one, I feel like everybody needs to go through every single emotion and get it over with. You got to go through that. But some good helpful tips during these times is definitely find something new to indulge in, get your health together, work on your businesses, work on being able to work for yourself. So when the world is kind of back to regular rotation, you on your feet. You don't have to really work for anybody. That's what me and my girlfriend have really been blessed to do, kind of work for ourselves since we've been in quarantine. But pray to whatever you believe in. Meditation works. Just really tapping into things you wouldn't normally tap into. Like for me, I like to write out certain things. So if I'm feeling a certain way, if it's a good way, even if I feel a good way, even if I achieve something, I feel like writing it down just to let certain steam off. You feel me? So that's one tactic that I say everybody should practice. Exercising, just reading, learning new things. Knowledge is really power. I've been reading so much more now. Like I want to learn a lot of new things because I just like having that advantage in life when I'm having a conversation with somebody and they speak on a specific topic that they may think I don't know about. Who doesn't like that feeling to really know like a little bit of everything? So definitely get informed. It's important for us to be informed right now, especially with the way of the world and its movements. Like there's a lot going on that we really don't know about, and I feel like it's important for us to be informed. But the strongest message I'm giving off is go through every emotion. Whatever you feel, do not blanket it. Don't just say, "Oh, I'll be all right. It'll pass by." No. Deal with it in the moment because right now is the best time for us to deal with stuff like this. This is the most time we're probably ever going to get in our lives. So I just feel like that's the best thing for everybody to do is just whatever you got going on, deal with. And after that, flourish.
Boom, man. Yo, there it is. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to chop it up with me. Thank you for telling us about the new project right here on the radar, man. Let the people know. Nah, bro. Thank you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it's just being able to talk to, you know, getting you on the show and being another person coming up out of New York, man. It's just another goal for the show. So I'm happy that you were here today. I'm happy that we got to share this dope moment, and I wish you nothing but the best. And I'm excited for this new project to come out, bro.
Thank you so much, man. I love everything that's going on with us New Yorkers. We all grinding. I see you on the grind, putting up your backdrops in your room. You feel me? But you're making it happen. That's all that matters. As long as we continue to make it happen, we will win.
That's a fact, bro. Say that shit louder. We will win. Once the world get back to normal, we gonna keep winning.
Exactly, for sure.
Before you go, let the people know where they can follow you at.
All my social media is at Kai Cash, KAICASH. And on streaming platforms, it's Kai Cash, but it's a $ for the S. So KAICA $H everywhere. Stay tuned. New projects coming. Oh, and for everybody that's dealing with mental issues, if you're looking for my book, it's called Tranquil Overcoming the Experience. It's exclusively available on KaiCash.com. Boom. That's it.
There it is, man. Yo, Kai Cash, appreciate you again, man. Make sure y'all go check out that book if you're dealing with some mental health issues right now. New project 7-11 coming out soon. And yeah, man, until next time on the radar. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Salute.